guys, welcome back to my ridiculously messy desk. I have a new mold. It is just a little like storage jar, excuse me, and it has a lid that obviously, does lid things and goes down on top of it. So I'm going to make a storage jar for my desk because I need one. But what I'm going to add is, so you can see over here, I have some sprigs of dried lavender, and I'm going to fit them down in here, just, sporadically, and then fill it up with resin. Let me get my tennis nippers and kind of measure how big I need them to be. And I am fully expecting to have lavender everywhere, but that's okay, it smells nice. So, and I will probably speed up the snipping of the lavender process for you so you don't have to sit through it, because that's, pretty boring. Do it the easy way. And I'm not being real pedantic on how it falls in there, I'm just sticking it in there. The more natural looking, the better. All right. Get my gloves on again before playing, excuse me, with my resin. I have to apologize for my voice and my throat. One of the roommates has been very ill, and for like the past week and change, and just tonight decided to go to the hospital. So I'm hoping that I'm not getting sick with what he's got, because whatever it is brutal. So Captain Critter took him to the hospital tonight. All right. So now that I've got everybody in there, I am going to try to, I see a stem that is sticking up a little too far. And so there we go. Okay, so I've got 6 ounces of my Fujitim 1:1 that I have run through the airless, and you can see it is super clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pour this pretty slowly, because I don't want to introduce, I want to introduce as little amount of bubbles as I can. Now, I am fully expecting to get bubbles because of the lavender. Bubbles will get trapped in the little leaves and stems and things like that, and I'm expecting that. So I won't be terribly fussed if that happens. But I want to try to get as many out as I can. So now that I've got it about halfway, one good thing about this mold, and I will link these, it came in a set of 2. There's this size, and then there's this size, this big round one. So I will link that in the description. Just got them from Amazon. I'm just going to go around and poke and squidge and see if there's any big bubbles that I can see that I can go ahead and push out. And I see some little ones, but nothing major. The one good thing about this resin, one of the good things about this resin, is it debubbles beautifully. Yeah, so I'm just going to let those bubbles come up. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm going to do the lid. So this is going to be the top of the lid, obviously. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pour this in to the bottom part of the lid, but not all the way up yet. And you'll see why. All right. Check my edges for bubbles. Don't see any. And yes, I know my resin is dripping all over my mat over here. It's fine. So what I also have for the lid is a piece of walnut veneer that I have cut out to the size of the top of this. Okay, and this walnut veneer you can get a lot of places. I know Cricut sells it in sheets, like 12 by 12 sheets. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it at craft stores, but this is just a walnut veneer. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on top of the resin. Now, wood is porous. It has millions of little holes all in it, okay? Now, what those holes are going to do, obviously, is release air, right? So, you are going to get bubbles if you don't seal it with something first. Seal the wood with something first, like clear acrylic sealer or spray paint, or something. Glue, you can put a light coat of Mod Podge on it, or PVA glue or whatever, just to seal in those fibers. But I did not do that, mainly because bubbles don't really bother me. But now that I've got that laid in there on top, I'm going to go ahead and cover it with the rest of the resin. And then this, because you've seen those candle jars and whatnot that have the wooden lids. So I thought this would be kind of the same effect, only a whole heck of a lot easier. So that's what I'm doing. Because frankly, I didn't feel like getting out my jigsaw and cutting out a piece of wood and then sanding it and then sealing it and then, having to route out the bottom of it so it would fit inside the jar snugly and all of that stuff. So this is my cheater solution, is wood veneer. All right, and of course I am going to, keep an eye on that for the bubbles. And so let's see how things are going here. Just cleaning off my big blue stick. And you can see, let me scooch this little dude out of here. You can see over here how the bubbles are starting to come up around the edge. And since there are flowers in here, do not torch. Really, seriously, don't do it. unless you want to, you know, have a marshmallow roast. Don't do it. That's why I don't understand why people put dried flowers and stuff in candles. It's gonna go up in flames. So yeah, don't do it. Use alcohol spray. Here's one we prepared earlier. And this is just 91% isopropyl because that's what I've got on hand. So I'm going to go ahead and squirt that. Again, letting those little bubbles, you can see them coming up. They're coming up. They're going to be coming up for a while. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. Be on Bubble Patrol, and then I will see you guys soon. All right, it is the next day. So let's go ahead and get this demolded. We'll do the lid first and see how it came out. And it came out really well. I'm very pleased with it. Yes, there are bubbles underneath the wood underneath, but I'm okay with that. It's the underneath. So let's get out our jar. And this is a very squishy, very soft mold, which is nice. So it should be pretty easy to get out of there. Just sort of fold it back on itself. And there we go. Just roll it off like pantyhose. All right, and then for things that have a middle, just squeeze and twist. And there it goes. So look at that. That actually looks really nice. I like it. Very minimal bubbles. I mean, just a couple caught in the leaves of the lavender, but that's perfectly fine. Looks like there was a couple of little scuffs on the mold itself. So I'm not real fussed about that, since it was the first time I ever used the mold. I, wouldn't have known they're there. But that looks cute. And then the little lid just fits right on top there. And that's very cool. So what I'm going to use this for is for my sticks that I keep off camera. See, my little sticks. I got some tweezers, got some silicone stuff. So I'm going to take all of these out of here and put them in there, and I have so much more room. Look at that. So yay. And this just fits right in my little carrier that I have off camera here. So yay. So there it is. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's really cute, so I'll take some pictures, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So thanks guys for being here. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Cheers.